Today we're gonna test out this poo pump and try to pump poop all the way from here to up there. This could be a lifesaver for us, or it could be a disaster. There's a lot that could go wrong on this first run, from the power source not being sufficient in my car with an extension cord and to the pump just overheating and failing. I've got this extension cord. It's a car charger, 12-volt extension cord. I don't know how that power is going to reach that far, or if it will. I've been looking forward to making this video just because I know it's going to be interesting. Anytime you're grinding poo very small and pumping it at high pressure through a hose, it could get really interesting, and that could be really good or it could be really bad. So, all right. Thing though, I have to get a hose outlet for the pump. It comes with this 1-inch barb fitting right there, actually. So I need to be able to attach a garden hose to that. Plus I'm grabbing extra propane tanks for the grill and backup for the RV for when we get in a pinch and need to swap tanks right away. We'll try our local hardware store first, and hopefully they have everything we need. If not, we'll have to drive into town. So let's try it. They didn't have what I needed at this local hardware store, so unfortunately I have to drive to town, which I'm trying to decide, should I even do it? I think I got everything right here. Here's kind of a surprise. Yeah. Boo! Hey everybody! The kids are between school activities and they're down here near where I was at, so I stopped in to say hey to everyone, and then we'll head our separate ways. They've got more school activities today, busy day today, and then I'll meet back at home later. Hey Bree, how's your day going?
It's going. This is my big, long, busy day, so here I am. Just taking kids to their things. So that's what today is about. So it's a good day. You know, you think I'd been vlogging long enough to not be like awkward on camera, but I still feel really awkward when someone's holding a camera in my face. I hate it.
I hate when people film me.
I'm like, I don't know what to say right now.
Get out of my face.
It's really nice to see you. It's like this special thing that you're here.
Did you just say I want a camera? Is that what you said? You want the camera? You can't have the camera right now, big boy. Yeah. Love you, girl. See ya. First things first, let's hook up propane to the new grill. We'll probably be cooking outside for the first time tonight. Moving on to the maceration pump. Guys, this thing could be revolutionary for us. Basically, if you don't know RVs or travel trailers, when you fill up your black tank, and that's the tank that your toilet drains to, you know what's in there. When you fill it up, you've got to dump it somewhere. And we're quite a ways from our septic field, and our septic line is all uphill from here. So I had a couple choices. One of them was draining our black tank downhill through a big 3-inch pipe to a holding tank and trying to get a septic company to come out and regularly pump it. Didn't like the idea of having a big bucket of poo right next to our camper. The next option was to fill up a smaller, say a 40-gallon tank from the black tank and drag it up the hill and empty it into our septic. That did not sound appealing. 40 gallons of water weighs, we can't do that quickly, 400 pounds or something. Is that right? Anyway, whatever. It's extremely heavy. The maceration pump kind of theoretically solves the problem and grinds up everything in the black tank and runs it out through a garden hose. Let me show you what I've got here to empty out. This is a test run. The gray tank is full of water. The black tank is 3/4 full, and that's mostly water. I actually put water in it. This is a test, and I would rather be dealing with water. There are some real solids in there though, and we got to test out the pump, but I wanted to take it easy this first go around in case it's a total failure. This goes onto the drainage connection, so things are moving in here, and then the pump grinds them with this little grinder right down there and shoots them out here into a garden hose. And this is just to flush, and I'll show you that procedure. You can flush with a hose, and thankfully it has a nice one-way valve on it. Hope that works. This over here is designed to plug into 12 volt, just like a cigarette lighter power source. First thing, I need to connect this 1-inch hose over here, and I've picked a clear one just so I can actually see what's happening. You don't want to run this pump dry. Cinch down this hose clamp, and then on the other end of this clear line, we're going to put this connection. I hope this works, and a clamp for that. These clamps are way too big, but they were out of smaller ones. And then we'll put this quick connect onto the rinsing port. I hope that doesn't pop off. Let's get this power cord run out. We'll see how close I need to get my car. Well, that's not happening. I'd have to have the car parked right here, which I might be able to put it right here. But I have this. I was hoping to not use this. It's a DC extension cord. And even with that extension cord, oh man. Just as I am talking, I look up and here's this wasp nest literally 3 inches above my head. I smashed these things just the other day, but there they are. Oh, that's still too short. Even running straight. Plan C, I guess. Okay guys, let me just assure some of y'all, this is not the long-term plan for powering this thing. Basically, I just need a charged 12-volt battery. There's one on the front of the camper. I just need the right hookup and a heavy wire. So this is, I'm just testing the pump today, okay guys? I'll figure this out, I promise. I won't be pulling down here in the snow to pump this thing. The good news is it reaches now that I moved the van again. Next, I'm taking this line, 3/4 inch hose, up to the sewer clean out on the house. Cheap hose, I dislike this hose. It's gonna be dedicated for this job alone. You stay put. It feels like it's sitting on my rubber seal. You definitely want to make sure this hose isn't kinked anywhere. Since I have some extra here, and this hose is just going to be used for one thing, and I want to limit the distance that I'm pumping through hose. Every foot just adds more resistance. And I want as little as resistance as possible. I'm going to cut this off here and really inaugurate this as the poo pumping only hose. Next, we're going to connect our flush hose here. When you're done, it keeps everything clean because you can flush out that poo hose. None of these hoses, guys, are our water line for a camper, I promise. Let's get started. Now, I know for a fact some of y'all came to watch this video just to find out if I was going to wear gloves. And I think these will do. I am gonna wear gloves. These are veterinary OB gloves for the deep exam. And I'm wearing the masks not because of any odors or anything. I'm a nurse, I'm immune to smells. I just don't want poop in my mouth. I'm hoping there's no squirting or splattering, but guys, high pressure poo. This is not a low stakes game, okay? That was kind of a fake sigh. I'm kind of excited to see it work. Let's go. I'm gonna run the car because I want this to have plenty of power. It's gonna be loud. The way I have myself wedged in here between the camper and in between these two slide outs and between the van, if this thing like just totally explodes, then... So I'm gonna start with a little gray water. Let's start with something a little light. We won't go straight to the heavy stuff, and just see if this pump can push the gray water up the hill. So I'm gonna open the gray water valve. And this is why you have these clear ports, so you can actually see that you're pumping liquid. Now we're gonna turn this thing on. All right, it's running fine on this end. Now I don't wanna run my pump dry, but I've got at least 40 gallons, I know. So I'm going to turn it on, run it to the top, and see if it's actually pumping out and kind of what rate of pump I'm getting. It can run under a low load for like 15 minutes, so that's actually a really great flow, but it is just water. All right, so a little thing I didn't tell you. If there's anything in that black tank, any hygiene products, dental floss, hair, it can just kill this pump. So I hope there's nothing in there. I don't believe there would be, but someone who wasn't using a maceration pump wouldn't necessarily think, oh, like I can't drop a tiny little thing in there, because any tiny little thing would go through anyway, but we're just gonna go for it. Like it could be anything. You could accidentally drop something in the black tank and mess up your pump. What we're gonna do now is shut off the gray. We're gonna open up this black. All right, black is open. Our clear skies just got cloudy. I'm gonna try to run this pump and see if we can pump some poo. Okay, we had some good chunks at the end there. The pump just splashed through them. Black tank is empty now, so what we do now is we actually are gonna open the gray tank, and what that does is all the water in the gray tank goes in and helps clean out the black tank. And that's just your first step in flushing your black tank to keep your black tank clean. I so far feel really clean, but guys, I'm disappointed there wasn't more poo in the black tank. I somehow thought there was. So I'm actually gonna put some toilet paper in there. That's weird, isn't it? This is the kind of thing that when your mom catches you doing this when you're 2 years old or 3 years old, she's like, stop it, when you're flushing a whole roll of toilet paper down the toilet. Welcome to the bathroom, by the way. I don't know if we've given you a tour of the bathroom yet. And some people I know don't even use toilet paper in their RV toilets. Oh shoot, I've got my water shut off. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. But I really don't want to just call this the test and not have run anything through it. Okay, let's turn this pump on, empty out that black. All right, watching for toilet paper. I feel it coming now, it's coming soon. I don't know. After you've emptied out both tanks, you can use this freshwater flush to refill them and then flush everything with clean water. And that's flowing up into the black tank now. And now we're gonna turn our pump on and finish emptying out the black tank and then flush our line with clean water. One more go. Now, every bit of water inside of all our hoses should be relatively clean. It's not something you'd want to drink at all, but it's had fresh water run completely through it. Now that everything's cleaned up, I think it took about 2 hours to do what I just did. Now, my power source was awkward. I was working with everything for the first time. I think I could probably do that in 30 minutes. Here's the problem though. I didn't empty a full black tank. And I'm frustrated. I thought there was actually more stuff in the black tank, and I won't go into great detail, but that's what I thought. And but I will say it emptied the black tank and it burned through everything that was in there. There was some toilet paper, some poo, mostly water, just slammed through it, and that pump barely heated up. Probably total runtime in the pump was 10 minutes, but I filled and emptied the tanks multiple times to make sure they were clean and really give the pump a once over. So I'm pretty impressed with that. We did get the elevation, no problem, but we weren't pumping straight poo. So I'm sorry if that disappoints some of you all. I'm disappointed, honestly, but hey, give me like 2 weeks and I can pump straight black. We'll do this again. I'll show you how well it works. This is gonna be pivotal as to whether we succeed or fail in this venture. It's not we're not gonna fail in it, but it would make things really hard if this didn't work, okay? Bree and the kids are home, so let's go greet them. How are you?
I am beat. How are you?
Doing great.
It's always so good to be home after being gone for a long time.
Right.
I don't even know, but since 8 o'clock this morning.
Have you all eaten?
No, but I have an easy supper.
We could cook steaks on the grill.
Are they thawed?
No, frozen steak's a great way to cook steak. What were they telling you?
Oh, we have to buy special toilet paper.
Can't use regular toilet paper in an RV.
Yeah, they said buy the marine toilet paper.
Marine toilet paper, it dissolves.
Dad,
Yeah.
can I open this? Dad, get your camera off.
Get my camera off. What kind of steaks we got in here, buddy? Pig steak, it's all beef. It's crazy to think about this steak. We got a sirloin steak tonight, not the very best, but it's our own, so it's great. This cow, his name is Brownie. He was born in a stall in this barn behind us here. He lived his life out in these pastures out here, and we actually killed him right here where that bathtub is. Now we did send him away to be processed, but just a few miles, honestly. Sometimes it just sinks in like how neat what we're doing is out here. I was thinking about how this meat is literally it's totally local meat.
Yeah, and everyone's saying, don't harvest the bull. And you know, we may not. We didn't.
What are they saying? They want us to ride him?
Well, they're saying he's such a good bull, like don't process him. And we may not.
I kind of feel the same way about him.
Yeah, he's a really good bull. We'll just see. We'll just see. I definitely think that his countenance and personality is making us question that original decision. They were talking about like financially, it doesn't make sense to do that, but actually, financially it does make sense because
we wouldn't do it if it didn't make sense. It's not like some lavish thing so we can have meat that we killed ourselves. If
we butchered him and put him in the freezer, it would be a significant amount of meat. And we don't know how much he weighs, but we know he weighs more than Brownie, quite a bit more. And we know we'll do well right now if we butcher him well by the pound with what we paid for him. Yeah, and not only that, like if we had meat handlers license and sold like a quarter of him, because I've done the math, we would actually come out like $500 a head. So we would not only have meat for most of a year because he's so big, and have gotten a new baby calf and gotten milk, and we would have made $500. So that's real, guys. That's not goofy. Now that does involve. Yeah, we do the math on everything. That involves a couple days. Well, one day of work. Really a full day of work, and then just some feeding chores. He's only a couple years old. That's another thing people are saying is like, oh, his meat will be so tough, but he's not very old. No, he's gonna taste great. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how to light it. I've already burned it once. So turn this one on to high, and then you're gonna. Oh, this is high, and now push your button. Push your button and hold it down. You just don't want anybody. We're having steaks and vegetables, raw vegetables. That's what we're eating. Funny thing is, I've actually never really used a grill like this. I've never had a grill like this, so I don't really know how to. Guys, if you didn't see our t-shirt, there it is. Another great day on the homestead. We sold it at cost for a week, and now it's up to a price that's just a little below what Bonfire's like recommended t-shirt price is. So check it out. There's a link in the description. It's a great t-shirt, and they sell some super quality, nice, like soft t-shirts as well. So check that out. The baby's crying because he wants me to hold him, and the steaks are frozen together, which is what I knew was going to happen. It's nice to cook a frozen steak because you can get it really well rare on the inside and nicely seared on the outside. But when a baby's crying and your steaks are stuck together, you can feel a little desperate. But we overcame that, and now we're about to eat the steak and hold the baby so he don't cry. Right, buddy? All right, guys, we got some beautiful steaks out here.
We're gonna sit down and eat them. It's getting dark. You can never tell on this camera though. This camera does really well in the dark. So it's been another great day on the homestead. Beep. And we've had a lot of fun today. Pumped some poop today. The kids had a lot of activities out today, and now we're home, sweet home. Right, buddy? Yep. Good night.